There is no way this is a gaming laptop. This must be an Ultrabook. I think we've come to the stage where with general computing, especially in the mobile space, that size and form factor pretty much determines what you'll get in terms of performance and power. For gaming laptops, you tend to find them beefed up in a 15, 16, or even a 17-inch form factor for all the hardware, space, and cooling needed for maximum performance. Whereas on the other hand, 13 and 14-inch laptops tend to be seen more as compact, thin, and light in that more Ultrabook form factor. It's safe to say both gaming laptops and Ultrabooks are mutually exclusive from each other and have no business meeting in between. Or do they? Because I think we have a laptop that fits the profile of being as compact as an Ultrabook while packing the performance of a gaming laptop. Meet the Acer Predator Triton 300SE. If you've been here often or are new to Expert Zone UKI, feel free to subscribe. So many of you watching yet have not done so, and it would be great if you did and would really appreciate it. Before we move forward, just to set some things in place, this is not a review, but more of a general overview of what seems like this hybrid mix between an ultra compact Ultrabook and a gaming laptop. And with that, we will be showcasing some select games and their overall gaming performance in relation to the software and access to the hardware that led to our experience with it. Let's get into it. As always, let's start from the outside and work our way in with the design and the build quality. My first impressions when unboxing and using the 300SE was, there is no way this is a gaming laptop. This must be an Ultrabook. It's slim, compact, with smooth flat edges all around, made with mostly metal, in the simple brush design, and it's a decent weight at 1.7 kilogram, which makes it feel very solid. The design and finish lean more towards that clean, simple, and understated look of an Ultrabook, and you won't find any crazy RGB lights firing all around like a disco party or rave, as some people like to call it, bar the backlit keyboard, which we will get to later. Now, the name of the color on the 300SE, that might be more disco party like for sure. It's called Sparkly Silver. Yep, Sparkly Silver. I feel like every time I mention Sparkly Silver, things should just start lighting up. It should just be sparkling everywhere. Well, that's just me. The cooling vents at the rear, the base, and the sides of the 300SE do give a clear indication that it is packing some performance, as it needs the relevant cooling to keep it in check and going at maximum speed. But it does blend in with that more understated nature of the design, which sells more of that Ultrabook feeling of the 300SE. When it comes to the ports, on the right side, you have an audio port, a USB-A port, and a full-size HDMI 2.1 port. And we'll move over to the left side, you have the power port for that 135 watt power supply, another USB-A port, and a Thunderbolt 4 port, which does support standards like DisplayPort over USB-C. It's great to see at the time of this recording that having ports such as the HDMI 2.1, which does support 8K output and high refresh rate at 120Hz at 4K, the Acer Predator Triton 300SE is bringing things to the next gen, which only makes the 300SE even more future compatible. Very nice. Display wise, it's a 14-inch IPS LCD screen with a 1920 by 1080p resolution, and the most important display qualification to be granted the status of a gaming laptop, a high refresh rate panel, which the Acer Predator Triton 300SE is packing 144Hz for that smooth experience in Windows 10 and the games that take advantage of that high refresh rate display. This mix of being a compact 14-inch display like an Ultrabook, while still giving you the high refresh rate display smoothness and speed you get from a gaming laptop, really shows the hybrid nature of the 300SE. The 300SE is working with dual speakers, which is custom tuned with DTX Ultra for more vibrant 360 surround sound experience for media consumption and gaming. Looking at the keyboard and trackpad, it's a 3-zone RGB fully backlit illuminated keyboard, which can be controlled and changed through the Acer Predator Sense app. More on that later. The trackpad is using precision drivers with a glass surface for that premium feel when using it through Windows 10. Now, I have two things to say about this trackpad, and I know in these overviews we try our best not to give too much personal opinion, but I am only human and sometimes the human side takes over and certain things just have to be shared. I wonder what my non-human side would be. Would I be unhuman, non-human, inhuman, a robot? I just don't know. First is the fingerprint reader located on the top left side of the trackpad, which does indeed support Windows Hello Secure Biometric Unlock, which is a convenient and secure feature and usually found in premium ultrabooks and not often in gaming laptops. And second, has just got to be the feel and the experience of the trackpad. This has just got to be one of the smoothest and nicest trackpads I've used on any laptop. It just tracks really well and it really just feels nice to use. Now here comes one of my favorite parts of the gaming laptop, the specs and power. Breaking it down, this model we have of the Acer Predator Triton 300SE is rocking the Intel Core i7 11375H, which is based on a 4-core 8-thread design, which can boost up to 5 GHz, 24 GB of single channel RAM at 3200 MHz, a 1TB internal SSD storage, and the soul of the graphics power, the NVIDIA RTX 3060 with 6 GB of graphics memory. Friendly reminder, this is an overview, so we won't be benchmarking every game with all its settings tweaked and changed. We'll just be looking at select games and how they perform, showcasing the software experience in Windows 10 with Game Pass for PC and also Acer's Predator Sense app. This is also a pre-production model that we have here, so take that into account when it comes to the gaming performance section. Now for the gaming and software experience, the foundation to that is the Windows 10 experience with the latest DirectX 12 API and services such as Game Pass Ultimate, which does include Game Pass for PC and gives you over 100 plus great games to play with day one release from first party studio games with the ability to cancel at any time, giving you, the user, the most flexibility and peace of mind. The three games we're going to use to showcase the performance of the 300SE are Gears 5, my personal favorite, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and Forza Horizon 4. Starting off with Gears 5, this is pushing the hardware to its limit while giving you a well-optimized gameplay experience. Running at ultra settings at 1080p, the built-in benchmarking tool showed that you will be averaging 68 frames per second, which is a nice amount above the magic 60 frames a second. Running at high settings, you will be averaging 77 frames a second, with medium averaging 78 frames a second and low averaging 91 frames a second. Next is Ori and the Will of the Wisp. This game really showcases nice artistic game design with amazing color representation and focuses on being less demanding on your hardware to really enjoy the high refresh rate 144Hz IPS display panel. Using the high settings, you will get 145 frames a second at 1080p, and most of the time you will actually see your FPS go above 144 frames a second, so definitely there is no need to reduce the settings for this game on the 300SE. Last but not the least is Forza Horizon 4. This is another visually stunning game and well-optimized looking game showcasing great car models and world environments. Running at ultra settings at 1080p, the built-in benchmarking tool showed that we averaged 96 frames a second. Running at high settings, we average a healthy 106 frames a second, medium settings averaging 112 frames a second, with low settings averaging 115 frames a second. Now for Acer's Predator Sense app. It allows you to monitor things like your CPU and GPU speeds as well as the operating temperatures, change the RGB lighting on your keyboard, and most importantly, the fan and performance mode from quiet, default, extreme, all the way up to turbo. It's good to see that there is a turbo button at the top of the keyboard decking, which allows you to activate the mode straight away for maximum performance without needing to go into the software, so that's a nice touch. Battery wise, it's powered by a 4-cell battery, which comes included with the 135 watt power supply, and it's rated for the overall battery life of 10 hours. Now, the battery life rating is dependent and subject to your usage, which can vary and affect the length of time. This also does not account for gaming, especially when unplugged, because this is still a gaming laptop. So to get the maximum performance, you have to make sure that you are plugged into the power supply, or else you will see a massive performance drop. So just bear that in mind. Drawing near to the end of this overview, and I'm sure like myself, you are wondering, who is the Acer Predator Triton 300SE for? Long name aside for this small compact gaming laptop, if you've ever been the type of person who has been intimidated by the size and the lack of portability of gaming laptop over the years and has wanted them to be more portable, near enough like an Ultrabook so you can take it anywhere and near enough game anywhere, then I think the 300SE answers the call. This is not to say the more traditional gaming laptops at 15, 16 and 17 inches are now obsolete, because if you want more native ports and I/O, more internal slots for future upgradability, and also benefits that come with just having the bigger display that these laptops offer, then there is still a place for them. But if you've ever held back from wanting a gaming laptop due to the size and wanted a more compact, near enough Ultrabook form factor, then I think the Acer Predator Triton 300SE sets the pace for that request. That covers it for this overview of the Acer Predator Triton 300SE. As always, more gamer laptop overviews to come. Hope you all enjoy this overview. This is Benjamin Abaji from Expert Zone UKI. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.